Okay, so first things first, with our slow etude, we are going to look at the key signature and the time signature. Anytime you look at a new piece of music, just look at these two things first, most important. So we are in the key of concert B flat. That just means we have one flat and it's B flat. Pretty simple. So B flat, trigger 1 if you're up in the staff, 1 if you're below the staff. If you don't think you'll remember that, go ahead and just write it in now. Write it at the top, write it in the music, whatever you need to do. Everything else is going to be natural, except for a couple of accidentals, which we'll talk about in a second. Next thing is the time signature. So we are in 6/8, which means that there are 6 beats per measure, and the 8th note is going to get the beat. So what I like to do is put on the metronome with that 8th note subdivision. We've got 8th note equals, I have it on 104 right now. Kind of get the feel for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I like to kind of just sing along with that in mind. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? If you don't have a metronome, get a metronome. It's going to help you a lot. Okay, so once that kind of feels more comfortable, we can move on to some other things. Again, I was going to talk about the accidentals. Just a few in here to pay attention to. Measure 4, C sharp, that one threw me off guard. 1 and 2. If you don't think you're going to remember it just off the top of your head, go ahead and write it in. No shame in doing that. Just put in 1 and 2 above the note, just as a reminder to yourself. You can erase it later. Again, in measure 5, we have an F sharp. That's 2. Again, write it in if you need to. Just skim through each line of the music. Any note, any accidental that you think you're not going to remember, go ahead and write in the fingering. Use pencil. You can erase it later, but best thing is just get it over with now so you can learn it right the first time. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to touch on were these grace notes. If you don't know what a grace note is, look at measure 5 or measure 9. It's that little baby note with a slash in it that goes right in front of the A, like in measure 5. The best way I can explain it is kind of just like a little blip before the main note. So whenever I'm learning this, first thing, I just want to learn the measure without the grace note. Learn the rhythm before. So da 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 da. Play it a couple times. Da 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 da. No grace note. And then when you're ready to add that in, you're just, like I said, you're just going to do a little blip right before the A. So da 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 da. Okay, you want to make sure you tongue it so it's pretty distinct, or else it might just sound like a mistake. So make sure you put a good, like, hard tongue on that so that we can hear it. Okay, so like I said, that happens in measure 5 and then measure 9. Again, play it first without the grace note, get used to it, and then add it in once you feel confident with that. And I think that's all for this piece. Good luck.